Thank you so much for tuning into this video today. This is Lightworker Live. I am a master energy healer, shaman, lightworker, and today we're going to be talking about the new moon in Gemini. So Gemini is ruled by the planet Mercury, and it is a fast-moving air sign. It is about our thoughts, and it is about our communication and our words. It is about our social circles and the words and thoughts that get passed around through each other. Gemini kind of reminds me of the telephone game. Rumors, gossip, Gemini rules that. It also is the ruler of the twins. It is the twin sign. And it is about really finding the balance in duality, connecting the heart to the mind so that you can be centered in your truth and decide from your truth. Gemini is also about decisions. But we have the sun in Gemini. It's going to be in Cancer in the next 4 days when the solstice portal fully opens. We have Mercury in Gemini. And we also have Uranus, Jupiter, North Node currently in Taurus. And we have Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. And then we have Venus and Mars in Leo, with, of course, Pluto in retrograde in Capricorn, back into Aquarius full-time in 2024. So right now we're back into the Pluto retrograde on top of the new moon. And then Saturn has also gone retrograde. Saturn in Pisces is going retrograde today as well. These retrogrades really are a time of review. It really depends on what side you're on, which is what I feel this Gemini energy with the new moon is really giving us an opportunity to evaluate our thoughts and to evaluate our mindset around the karmic lessons that come with building our dreams on planet Earth and calling in the wealth and calling in the abundance with Jupiter and Uranus and North Node and Taurus for all. But it really comes down to your own ability to love yourself and to validate yourself and to see yourself. I just want to sit with that for a second, because as I look at this chart, what I really am seeing is a portal of self-love opening for us to be more agents of love and share our ideas and share our truths and share our passions. But we have to get out of the shadow of rumors and gossip and telling lies to yourself. Your negative thoughts are lies about your dreams. And when you don't do the work to really let yourself know, like, hey, those thoughts are not useful, let them go, you don't validate yourself and you don't see yourself and you don't see your dreams and you don't believe that you're worthy and you don't step into that ability to be superhuman and manifest things that quote unquote should be not manifested based on where you're at. And like, I feel like with Pluto back in Capricorn, and we have to challenge and transform our external systems, but we also have to challenge and transform our internal way that we systemize ourselves. And what I mean by that is that we have to decode our own internal system, which includes our thoughts. To me, it's the chakras, which is why I work with the 33 chakra system, which it's a decoding system for me to decode what's going on in my subconscious mind. And that's what the Gemini Pisces energy is about. It's about bringing the conscious mind and the conscious thoughts into a place where you can review the unconscious. Like they're meeting, their energies are against each other. They're in a square, and we do have a T square that's going to be happening. Squares and aspects are always lessons. Like there's a lesson here for us. As a whole, there's a lesson here for us, and we have to be paying attention, not necessarily paying attention to the details, but like paying attention to the bigger picture and letting the details figure themselves out so you can really do the work that you're here to do, which is to unconditionally love yourself and know your inherent worth and know that you're a child of the universe, God, source, whatever it is that you call it and believe in. You are a child of the divine mother and the divine father, and you have the innocent expression and ability to create art and to create healing and to create more love. And you're on the other side of that, you're in addictions and you're in escapism and you're in fear and you're in illusions and you're not seeing the truth. You're living in some elusive reality that's not real because you want to feel connected to source. So which way are you going to connect to source? Through drugs and alcohol and escapism, or are you going to connect to source through unconditional love, through spirituality, through healing, through connection with God, through yoga, meditation, astrology? How are you going to find your way to connect? How are you going to find your way to regulate your mental thought system, your ability to communicate your ideas? How are you going to relate to people in society? You know, who are you going to hang around? What social circles are you going to let influence you at this time right now? So this is with new moons. New moons is all about intentions. And so it's a really good time to set your intention around what you see your heaven on earth as. What is your heaven on earth? Really see that for yourself and do the work to decipher what negative thoughts are holding you back from that and are keeping you stuck in a reality that's just not true. It's time to disillusion yourself. And it's honestly time to really believe that you can, and to really believe that you have what it takes to fulfill your dreams. You have what it takes to fulfill your dreams, and you have what it takes to fulfill your dreams. You do. And even if you feel like you're on the other side of that and you're like, damn, I've like wasted so much time in my addictions, I don't even feel like I can dream. It's infinite. Every dream starts somewhere. So you can make the choice to dream again. You can make the choice to dream again. And it's truly, I definitely feel like it's about healing the inner child and healing the way our thoughts create our reality and the stories that our inner child tells about ourselves, about how others think about us, about how life works. I feel like if you can think back to when you were a kid, you always had a story that you told about yourself. Like, well, I'm this and I'm that. And that story was you and your ego creating an identity. And that identity is what you create your reality from. So what you are identifying with is what is being created. And if you don't realize that your identity is not in alignment with your true creative potential and your self-worth and your inherent abundance, it's time to transform that. And it's time to change that. And it can feel hard. It can feel like a lesson that you have to learn. And it can feel really challenging. And it can feel like you're not supported. And it can feel like all those stories that you've told yourself your whole life are coming up and you're living them. And that is the moment of your breakthrough, because when you realize like, oh my God, these are stories I'm creating, that is when you can take your power back in your mind and control your own mind and really start calling the shots up in there. Sometimes our minds are stubborn, and I tell my clients this all the time, we have to learn how to call ourselves out in our mind, because it is so important to be able to have an authority in your mind, or else your mind is going to run you rampant and it's just going to think on autopilot. And that's why microdosing mushrooms helps. That's why doing energy work helps, breath work. That's why getting out of your comfort zone and talking about your thoughts with a trusted confidant like a coach or a therapist helps. Getting out of your own head, because the majority of the time you're stuck in your own head, and it's a story you're telling yourself. It's not actually the thing that is true about what you're here to do on this planet. And it's up to you to see that. And this is what I feel this new moon is about, is like this new perspective, like, oh shit, I'm literally telling myself this fucking story. And that's why it keeps happening. Like, I'm telling myself this story that there's no one fucking listening to me, and blah, 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 blah. And that's what keeps happening. And it's like, oh, it's because I'm telling myself this story. Like, I have the power to change that. And I feel like that is what we have to remind ourselves of, is sometimes when Pluto goes retrograde, it can feel like we're powerless. And it can feel like we get stuck in power and control battles. But to stay on the opposite side of that, you have to take your power back and know that you have all the control inside of you. And use it. Use your willpower, use your drive, use your ability to show up and get it done. And that's pretty much all I have to say about this new moon. If you want to work with me one-on-one, I have many ways to do that. The Lightworkers Wellness Academy is one. It is a membership tribe that I host with my dear friend and sister, Katie from Tri-Unity Wellness. We do new moon and full moon and monthly themed calls each month for the whole year, and we're not stopping. The second tier, you get workshops with it on top of everything in the first tier, and that's $44 a month. You can read about that below in the comments. My 33 chakra DNA activation. If you are a light worker, healer, shaman, meant to change the world and meant to really make an impact, and you know that, and you are ready to hone and heal and create with your psychic gifts and your intuition, and you want to heal from past lives, you want to get the ancestral karma out of the way, you want to let go of deep soul patterns that are no longer serving you around food, around money, around sex, around creativity, around your self-expression, around all things human, the 33 chakra DNA activation is for you. 5 weeks with me one-on-one, where we go through a 33 chakra DNA activation soul surgery in the first 2-hour session with me, where we shamanic journey through the 33 chakras together, where I take off entities, seals, doormat, DNA gets activated and awoken. We do the deepest energy work of your life, and it transmutes on a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual level. And then after the 2-hour session, which is really heady, some people have even said it's deeper than ayahuasca, we do 4 integration sessions after that. And in the 4 integration sections, we talk about the energy that came up. We start to place tools in your life that you can use to become aware of the patterns that are going to be being released for the next 6 months as we've awoken and let this stuff go, and the third dimension catches up with your energy body and vice versa. And we make sure that you have a plan on what the next steps are to live your truest potential and truth. If this is for you, it's a $2,222 investment, easy payment plans available. If you're ready to be your own astrologer, your own tarot reader, if you want to become empowered, I have the Tarot Astrology 10 module crash course. It's a do-it-yourself course for $888. 5 videos on tarot that teaches you all the suits and how to read each card, and 5 videos on astrology that teaches you how to do birth charts and how the signs and the planets and the houses all go together, and you learn the basics of astrology so you can start to read for yourself and for others if you feel aligned and called with that. It's $888. Link is in the comments below. Mwah! I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.